Hey guys, got something a little different for you today. So I had surgery. I think it was the first surgery I've ever had in my life, Crystal.
Really?
I mean, I've had like broken bones and stuff, and they've had to like set the bones, and I've had stitches and shit like that.
But not exactly like...
I don't think I've ever had surgery. Like, I never had my appendix out. I never had like, what are the surgeries that kids get?
Yeah, getting your tonsils out.
Never had my tonsils out. Never had my appendix out. Never, like, none of that shit. So it was like my first surgery ever. But my whole life I've had like really, really bad eyes. I'm talking like really bad. So I needed glasses since like second grade. I got my little bag here with all the stuff to show you guys. So never gonna need this again. This is the contact lens solution, you know, that you need when you put the contact lens in your eyes.
Weren't you like putting that in your eyes and you weren't really supposed to be doing that?
Yeah, so what they told me, listen to this is crazy. So like I wear these night and day contacts. I'll show everybody what they look like. Great contacts, by the way.
Falling on me.
Yeah, me too. Shout out to Air Optics. They make really good contacts. This is not a paid advertisement, by the way, because I'm not even using these anymore. But these are night and day contacts. And you're supposed to wear them, like, they advertise them as like you could wear them for like a month without taking them out, right? But then if you talk to eye doctors, they go, the most you really want to wear is like a week. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm the idiot who's like, oh, they say I can keep in for a month? How about 3? And so I literally like keep these in my eyes until they like, my vision is clearly distorted because I've had them in too long and there's like salt buildup underneath them and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or you'd start to have like
Or it starts to hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, I guess it's time to get rid of these. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like the damage I did to my eyes, because I'm lazy and I always preferred contacts. Like I had glasses from maybe second grade until like 7th, I guess I'd say, around there, 6th, 7th. And when I tried contacts, I was like, oh, I like this a lot better. Because you see better through contacts than you see through glasses. Glasses like distorts things a little bit, I'd say.
Yeah, my vision is fine, but even just like with sunglasses, you know, I don't like wearing sunglasses to like play tennis or play golf or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Like it's...
Yeah, for me,
with
sunglasses
your vision.
feel okay, but like actual glasses, it like almost rounds everything off. Things don't look as flat as they should look. I don't know. It's a weird thing, but anyway. So I wore glasses from like 2nd grade to 7th grade. Then I started wearing contacts. Abused the fuck out of my eyes by wearing the night and day ones like 3 months straight. Did terrible damage. And then what happened was, as you know, Crystal, I got sick recently where it started out as like a cold and then eventually it like migrated upwards and it went to my eyes and I had pink eye in both of my eyes at the same time. And, you know, I was reading about it and stuff. It's like viral pink eye or something like that. And, so I took my contacts out, wore my glasses for a week or two, going, okay, I guess I got to wear my glasses, which sucks, but it's like, whatever, I'll wear them for 2 weeks and I'll put the contacts back in. Then when I went to go put the contacts back in, at the end of that day, the eyes rejected them completely. Both eyes were red again. It looked like both eyes had pink eye again. And so it was like, I was basically fucked, where it's like, okay, I could try to do this again, right? Where like, I'll take the contacts out, wait another week or two, put them back in and see if my eye's intolerant to them still. But I was pretty sure that they were just intolerant to them now.
Yeah.
Because I had developed dry eye, and dry eye is like, you know, the oil in my eye and the tears are not like functioning properly. So that would mean like if you put the contact in, forget it, your eye's going to be bloodshot red and it's going to hurt. And so then I was at a crossroads, like either I double down on glasses or I go get a surgery for it. And glasses, here's the thing, guys. When your prescription is as bad as mine, glasses are no fucking fun. Like they're literally heavy on your face. So here, let me show you what I mean by this. So here's one pair. This one's hard to tell. This is one, I guess it's like -7 or -7.25. I don't know if you can see how thick they are there, but if I put these on now, man, shit. Oh my God. Oh, this is horrible. This is really bad. Because now I got the surgery done, but that's one of them. This pair I would call my comfort pair, because like the prescription isn't strong enough for me. I'm like -7 or -7.25. And this is like -6.75 or something. So it's not strong enough, but it's the most comfortable of all
like
of the glasses.
lighter weight.
It's lighter weight on my face. It doesn't hurt. Like if I wear these all day, these ones all day, then by the end of the day, you see big red dots here and here from the nose pads, because the glasses weigh so much on my face that by the end of the day, it actually like hurts my face, right? And then we have these ones, which you liked on my face, but they got the prescription wrong with them. And also, oh wait, this is not the right one. Never mind. There's another one that, here it is. You like the way they look on me, but they got the prescription wrong. And they're also super fucking thick. I don't know if you guys can see how thick those are, but like, you like the way those ones looked on me.
Yeah.
But look how thick the sides are.
Yeah,
you see? They're like absurdly thick.
Yeah.
So
I feel
and
like and I feel like they screwed these up in general when
they
made
did
it for
screw
you.
these up, and they got the prescription wrong. Like, it might have been my fault that I like gave the wrong answers at the eye doctor when I went. But like one eye is like minus 7.50, which I'm
How
not
could it
that
be your
bad.
fault that they examined you and had like a prescription?
I don't know I don't know when your eyes are as bad as mine. It's like sometimes you don't know when they say what's better, this or this. You're like, I guess the first one. Like, you don't know, and then when you get the glasses, you're like, that's not right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see.
So and this was the first time I ever had like two separate. Like one eye is like minus 7.50, the other one is like minus 7.25. And as soon as I put them on when I got them, I was like, no, it's not right. Like, this is not correct. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, so I did some research and I was like, all right, what should I do? And the first thing you think is LASIK. Everybody thinks LASIK when they think of eye surgery. And the thing with LASIK is there are some downsides to it. So my dad had LASIK. A lot of people have had LASIK. But what they do is they like cut a big flap in your eye, basically lift it up. And then they have a laser machine that reshapes your cornea. And then they put the flap back down and the flap heals, right? But there are downsides to it. So for one thing, like, you gotta be very careful for the first like 2 or 3 months or whatever, because any like hit in the face, your flap can come back open, right? The other thing is, a very large percentage of people who get LASIK end up with dry eye. And the problem was, I already was experiencing dry eye.
Right.
So it's like,
You're
this could be
worried about-
catastrophically bad if I get LASIK.
And
right?
there's some like freak incidences of people who were like contemplating suicide because the dry eye was that bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's so rare. So like,
Yeah.
I don't lend much credence to that, but
Yeah.
But either way, like, you know, you look at it and you go, there's reason for me not to get this,
Yeah.
right? And so then I was doing some research and I came across, they have this new thing, which was just approved by the FDA in like 2022. It's called ICL surgery. And basically what that is like a permanent contact lens that's implanted in your eye, which I thought, oh, that's cool. Like, I that could be perfect for me because I'm used to wearing contacts in almost permanently anyway, right? And they don't have the same issue with dry eye. It's reversible, which I thought was kind of cool. That if I didn't like it, they could take it out.
Didn't go well.
Yeah. So I went to, so I looked up like the best eye surgeon in our region, right? Like the DC, Virginia, Maryland area. And I came across, there's this guy by the name of Dr. Rivers at this place called Envue Eye. I think Envue Laser and Eye or something like that. ENVUE. And this dude has like a super long, he's been doing these surgeries before they were even FDA approved because he was doing it for the military. And also, you know, like other countries will have like approved a certain surgery and we didn't approve it yet. But like, since he's doing it for the military, they let him like learn how to do those surgeries and do them here without FDA approval.
Yeah.
And so he has been doing these things, like all these different eye surgeries for decades.
Yeah, on like Navy SEALs. And,
Yeah, on every, so for the military, it's actually interesting. They don't allow you to get LASIK because of the flap issue.
Right.
Like if you're an air pilot, they don't let you do it. So there's like PRK is one kind of surgery, which is the oldest eye surgery, which is like, they use like, I don't know what it is that they use, but they put something in your eye that like reshapes the cornea, but it hurts. It hurts for like 2 weeks. So then came LASIK.
A friend of ours had that one, and he said it was horrible.
It hurts. He
But
said
it
it's
works
like a million eyelashes in your eye for 2 weeks straight.
But
Which I'm
he
like,
said it was really painful for a long time.
I'm gonna rule that one out, dog. I'm not doing that one. So there's PRK, there's LASIK, and then like I said, there's ICL, which is relatively new. I went in there looking for ICL. They did the whole test, and he walks me through my options, and he goes, "Have you considered Smile?" I was like, I kind of vaguely heard of Smile in my research, but didn't know much about it. And basically, what Smile is, it's like the newer version of LASIK, where it's like laparoscopic LASIK. So in other words, they don't need to do the big flap and lift it up and do it. They put like a tiny, tiny little incision, and they still can get the laser to like reshape your cornea properly. And then they go in through a tiny little incision, you use tweezers and like take out the part they need to take out, and you're good. And so you don't have the same dry eye issues. You heal a little faster. And so basically it's like 6 minutes per eye is the surgery. They start with the laser does its thing. Then the doctor puts a little incision, goes in there, takes it out. 6 minutes per eye, bada boom, bada bam, done. You walk out. And so...
And it takes like a special, different kind of laser, right?
Yeah, it's
not
like...
everyone
Yeah, there's
has.
only like 2 of these... What do you say? There's only like 2 of these lasers in like
the
the
whole
Mid-Atlantic
area.
or something.
Yeah.
That like him and somebody in Baltimore has it and that's it. And like not many places do Smile, but it's the newer, better LASIK, right? So like nobody should be getting LASIK anymore. They should be getting the newer, better LASIK, which is Smile, which only certain surgeons do.
The way you explained it to me, which made sense to me, is like used to be that when they would do any kind of surgery on you, they had to like cut you all the way open.
Right.
And then they figured out how to do it laparoscopically. And
Like,
so,
oh, we
when
can
our
do it through like
daughter
a
had-
tiny little millimeter.
When our
yeah.
daughter had surgery, she had just these like 3 spots, and they healed like that, and you know, no scar really whatsoever. And this is sort of like the eyeball equivalent.
Eyeball
of that.
version of that.
Yeah.
So anyway, let me actually, Crystal recorded a bunch of the surgery. We're not going to show you the whole thing. By the way, parts of it are kind of hard to watch, but I can assure you, having sat through it, they give you some Valium, they numb your eyeballs, and you don't feel anything. I told Crystal it was worth going to the dentist to just get a cavity filled is worse for me than this was.
That's crazy.
Like it was 6 minutes each eye.
That's crazy.
In, out. Like I said, they give you Valium, they numb your eyes. You don't feel anything. You just lay down and look at this green light. You lay back and you look at this green light, and they do their thing. And they have this thing on your eye that keeps it open, but you don't even feel like your eye's being kept open because it's numbed and because you're on Valium. You feel like you're blinking, but you're not. You're just looking at this green thing. They do their thing, and then they go, that's it. And you're like, wait, that's it? And they're like, yeah, that's it. So here, I'll show you guys some of the surgery, then we'll come back and I'll explain to you what it was like afterwards.
Like they're finishing up the second eye, I think.
Oh yeah, he's done.
What's the little like the blue speck you can kind of see?
Oh, that's the light.
Oh, okay, that's what I figured. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, you're gonna have that twinkle.
All right.
He said I can actually see.
All right, so well, I didn't show you the whole thing. Like I said, I only showed you like little bits and pieces of it. But as I said, it didn't hurt at all in any way, shape, or form. If you're considering getting this kind of surgery, you're probably thinking, okay, well, what was it like as soon as it was done? Like I said, no pain whatsoever. You don't need to worry about that. And literally everybody who's ever gotten this surgery, nobody has ever said it hurts, ever. I've watched 1,000 reviews and not a single person be like, yeah, it hurt.
Wow.
Nobody says it. Nobody says that. Nobody. The most you'll get is, oh, I felt like a little bit of pressure, but it didn't hurt, and that was it.
That's so crazy.
Right?
Yeah. 'Cause
So-
it looks like a horror show.
But
really
I
does.
promise you it doesn't. I promise you it doesn't hurt. But
That
anyway,
eyeball looks like it's running for its life.
but afterwards, so the first day you have like cloudy or milky or like foggy vision. Like for me, since my prescription was -7 in each eye, or about -7, as soon as I was done, I could see better than before. They had just like been digging around in my eye, and I was like, oh, I see better.
Wow.
Because I was a -7. But if you're like a -2 or 3 or something and you get it, you probably will feel like your eyesight looks about the same before and after.
And they said the worst that they had operated on. I don't know if they did this. I don't think they did this surgery on it, but it was like -18 or something like
Right.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiger Woods apparently had -11.
Wow.
And everybody always makes fun of me because mine is bad, like -7 is bad. But then when you talk to these eye doctors, they're like, bro, you're in the middle. You're not even that bad.
Yeah, they weren't impressed with -7.
Yeah, they're not impressed with -7. In normal life, people are like, -7, Jesus. But to an eye doctor, they're like, oh, it's nothing.
See
In
that
fact,
all the time.
the doctor who did it, Dr. Rivers, he was -7, and he got eye surgery done too.
Oh, I didn't know
And he
that.
did it on his wife and his son.
Son,
His
yeah.
son got smile. But anyway, so the first day, like it's a little foggy or cloudy, but for me, I still could see better than before the surgery. They tell you, they want you to rest your eyes as much as possible for the first like 4 or 5 hours. Then gradually, like every 2 hours, it gets less milky, less milky, less milky. And then by the next day, I would say my right eye was already like 20/20. My left eye was not 20. My left eye was healing slower than my right, but I could still see pretty well out of my left, but it wasn't like exactly 20/20. And then every day since then for me, usually I go through these things called fluctuations, which is a common thing when you're like recovering from it, which is like for part of the day things will be like a little bit blurry. I could still see and go about my daily business. I could drive a car, I could read, I could do whatever, but it's like a little bit blurry. And then usually as the day goes on, I think it's because of my dry eye. When the dry eye like gets better during the course of the day, then I start seeing like 20/20 towards like the end of the day or like halfway through the day.
And so that's only in the morning, pretty much. It doesn't like randomly reoccur.
It was in the morning primarily for the first like maybe 3-4 days, but after that it varied a little bit where it was like today I woke up, I could see perfectly. And then is it possible that later in the day I go through a fluctuation? It's possible. You know what I'm saying? So for a while it was just morning only, but I think in theory it could be at any time.
Okay.
But obviously over time it'll get less and less and less. And they say that some people literally by day 2, they're already 20/20, they're done. They're good.
Wow.
Some people it works like that. For me, my prescription was kind of bad. So it might take me a little longer to be like perfectly 20/20 all the time. But they say, you know, some people it takes a day, some people it takes 5 days, some people it takes a week, some people it takes 2 weeks. For your eyes to like fully heal, like physically heal, is about anywhere from 1 to 3 months. And so you should be, after the 1 to 3 month mark, you should be like perfectly solid. But I think most people are on the earlier end of that spectrum when they heal, where like they'll get 20/20 in a day or within 5 days. But even if you don't, and this is the most important part, even if you don't get 20/20 right away, you're still good enough to do you're still gonna see well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's no like, oh, this is unmanageable type stuff.
Does your brain have to adjust?
So for me, I felt like my brain had to adjust with when I would switch distances with where I'm looking. So like I could be looking far and going, oh, everything looks really clear. And then it's like I go to look at my phone and it's like, that's not clear. So like my brain couldn't switch it back to like, okay, zoom back now and then zoom in when you look far. Like it would be stuck on one or the other for a little bit. But again, that comes with the fluctuations. So like it might be like that earlier in the day, but then towards the middle of the day and the end of the day, it's perfectly fine. And I can see perfectly everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
That's unbelievable.
It really is unbelievable. So anyway, if any of you are considering getting eye surgery and you're done with contacts and you're done with glasses, they're a real fucking pain in the ass, man. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. Glasses are a fucking pain in the ass. Having to shower and not see anything when you're in the fucking shower, having to wake up and not see anything right when you wake up, having to have this fucking thing sit on your face all day. It's annoying. Some people are used to it. I know your co-host Sagar, he's like, I've just been doing it my whole life, so I don't know anything else, so it feels fine to me.
Yeah.
I get it, but for me, when I went from glasses to contacts, I was like, this is a big upgrade. Contacts are a big upgrade, you know? But then when my body started rejecting the contacts, then it's like, well, I got to do something. Shit or get off the pot. Either go back to glasses, which I don't want to do, especially because my prescription is so heavy that it hurts on my face at the end of the day. And so I jumped into the deep end, got the first surgery I ever got, Smile eye surgery, and I'm very, very happy with it. So, but I would, if any of you are considering it, I'd highly recommend. The guy I went to is a super duper expert, been doing it for so long, knows exactly what he's doing. His name's Dr. Rivers, NView Eye and Laser. The team is awesome. Yeah. They were, as he was fixing my eye, music was playing and it was like, now you're just somebody that I used to know. And he's sitting there doing my like somebody.
He was singing and the nurses were like,
nurses were dancing,
grooving while they were dancing.
And the way he does it, he sets it up so like, there's a certain days of the week are for consultations, right? And then certain days of the week are for different surgeries. So like one day of the week, he just does smile surgery. And like when I was there, we already saw 2 or 3 different people who were getting the surgery. We walked in, somebody was getting it. When I was leaving, somebody else was getting it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the day I was there, which was Friday, that's the Smile eye surgery day. And then there's another day that they do LASIK. There's another day that they do ICL and cataract. They do on the same day.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's not as many people that get the ICL surgery. ICL is like if you are not a candidate for LASIK, really, then they say ICL.
Gotcha.
And most people are a candidate for either LASIK or Smile.
Gotcha.
If you are not for Smile.
Now you could tell they liked what they did. I mean, thinking about it, like they get to change people's lives every day. Like, you know.
And when you get, as you guys saw, when you get surgery, it happens in this big glass room and you can see what's happening.
Yeah.
So the person who comes with you, which obviously somebody has to come with you because somebody's got to drive. Or you take an Uber, I guess, too. But you could look in at what's happening, which is kind of cool. So anyway.
Happy for you, babe.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend it. I learned that Tiger got it. He had -11. And it was after he got that surgery that he went on his like greatest golf run of all time. So obviously I'm going to be the GOAT now in golf too. That's
He's
the way that works.
going to give up YouTubing and go be on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Although you could just transition to being a
golf YouTuber. Yeah.
and PGA Tour Pro.
That's true.
We'll have to work that out.
Yeah, the
We'll see
thing
how
is,
that
I'm not
goes.
good enough to I'm not good enough to be on the tour, but also all the golf YouTubers are better than me too. So,
But this
there's no- oh, a
surgery
lizard.
is gonna
I see a
change
lizard.
everything.
there's a little gecko that ran
Oh,
that
yeah,
way.
I see him.
Yeah. Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
him.
Anyway, all right, there you go, guys. Love you. Talk to you later.